Have you ever walked past a grand historic building and wondered what secrets its walls might hold? Beyond the opulence and power we associate with families like the Rothschilds lies a hidden world of symbolism, philosophy, and even alchemy, etched directly into the stone and design of their magnificent estates. Today, we're pulling back the curtain to explore the secret blueprints of the Rothschild Manors, decoding the symbols that reveal a deep connection to ancient traditions and esoteric knowledge. This isn't just about architecture. It's about a hidden language that tells a story of transformation, enlightenment, and the pursuit of something far greater than gold. The story begins in the 19th century, an era of immense industrial change, but also a period of profound spiritual and philosophical inquiry. While the Rothschild family was building a global banking empire, many of its members were also deeply immersed in the world of art, science, and esoteric thought. They weren't just patrons. They were collectors, thinkers, and seekers. Figures like Baron Ferdinand de Rothschild, the creator of Waddesdon Manor, or his cousins in France and Austria, were known for their intellectual curiosity. This fascination wasn't limited to mainstream art. It extended into the realms of Hermeticism, alchemy, and the symbolic traditions that have fascinated humanity for centuries. Why would a family at the pinnacle of material success be so interested in these mystical pursuits? The answer might lie in the very philosophy of alchemy itself, not just the turning of lead into gold, but the spiritual transformation of the self, the pursuit of perfection and enlightenment. This philosophy, it seems, wasn't just confined to their libraries, it was built into the very fabric of their homes. Let's start our journey at one of the most famous Rothschild estates, Waddesdon Manor in Buckinghamshire, England. Built by Baron Ferdinand de Rothschild in the late 1870s, it looks like a French chateau plucked from the Loire Valley. But look closer. The design isn't just about aesthetics. It's a carefully curated experience. The approach to the manor itself is a symbolic journey. As you ascend the hill, leaving the ordinary world behind, you are moving towards a higher plane, a common theme in alchemical and spiritual traditions representing the soul, ascent. The manor's exterior is adorned with sculptures and motifs. You'll find figures from classical mythology, but they're not chosen at random. Many of these myths, like the story of Apollo or Hercules, carry deeper alchemical meanings, representing the struggle between light and darkness, order and chaos, and the hero's journey of self-mastery. The twin spiral staircases in the bachelor's wing, for example, can be seen as representing the double helix, the DNA of life, but also the Hermetic principle of as above, so below, symbolizing the connection between the heavens and the earth, the macrocosm and the microcosm. It's a journey upwards, physically and symbolically. Inside Waddesdon, the symbolism becomes even more intricate. The arrangement of the rooms themselves tells a story. The red drawing room, with its vibrant, fiery colors, can be interpreted as representing the alchemical stage of rubedo, the final stage of the great work, signifying success, enlightenment, and the creation of the philosopher's stone. This is where the alchemist, having passed through the darkness and purification, achieves perfection. Conversely, rooms with darker, more somber palettes could symbolize the negredo, or the blackening, the initial stage of dissolution and chaos from which all creation begins. Even the collection of objects within these rooms contributes to the narrative. Clocks and timepieces, of which the Rothschilds were avid collectors, symbolize mortality and the passage of time, but also the cyclical nature of life and the eternal rhythm of the cosmos. Automata, those intricate mechanical figures that seem to come to life, represent the divine spark within the machine, the idea of infusing inert matter with life and spirit, a core concept of alchemy. Moving across the Channel to France, we encounter Château de Ferrières, built for Baron James de Rothschild. Its architect, Joseph Paxton, who also designed the Crystal Palace, created a masterpiece of glass and iron. The central hall, known as the Hall of Honor, is a breathtaking space. Light floods in from a massive glass roof, illuminating the entire hall. This isn't just a design choice for brightness. It's a powerful symbol. Light, in esoteric traditions, represents divine wisdom, gnosis, and enlightenment. To stand in this hall is to be bathed in this symbolic light, to be at the center of a universe of knowledge. The layout of the chateau is often described as a compass, with wings extending in the cardinal directions. This aligns the building with the cosmos, turning it into a kind of terrestrial map of the heavens. The decorative elements here also draw from nature, but with a symbolic twist. The use of oak leaves and acorns, for example, represents strength, longevity, and the potential for growth, the small acorn holding the blueprint for the mighty oak, a metaphor for the soul's potential. Let's delve deeper into some specific alchemical symbols you might find. The Ouroboros, the serpent eating its own tail, is a key symbol of eternity, cyclicality, and the unity of all things. You might not see a giant snake carved over a doorway, but you'll find this concept hidden in circular architectural motifs, garden layouts that loop back on themselves, or in the very design of a building that emphasizes cycles and return. Another symbol is the rebus, the two-headed, dual-gendered being that represents the union of opposites, sun and moon, male and female, spirit and matter. This is the ultimate goal of the alchemical process: integration and wholeness. Architecturally, this can be expressed through symmetrical designs, the pairing of statues representing opposite concepts, or the deliberate fusion of different architectural styles to create a harmonious whole. For example, the blending of French Renaissance and English country house styles seen in some Rothschild estates can be interpreted not just as an aesthetic choice, but as a symbolic union of different cultural energies. The gardens surrounding these estates are just as important as the buildings themselves. They are not merely decorative landscapes. They are philosophical gardens designed for contemplation and symbolic journeys. The layout of the paths, the choice of plants, the placement of fountains and grottos, all of it creates a narrative. A winding path through a dark, wooded area might represent the journey through ignorance or the unconscious, leading to a bright, open clearing with a fountain at its center, symbolizing purification, rebirth, and the source of life. Fountains are a particularly potent symbol, representing the fountain of youth or the alchemical elixir of life. The grotto, a cave-like space often decorated with shells and stones, symbolizes the womb of the earth, a place of mystery, incubation, and transformation, the alchemist's laboratory where the great work begins. The famous Pulham rockery at Waddesdon, an artificial rock formation, creates a sense of primal, ancient nature, a space that feels both man-made and divinely inspired, blurring the line between art and nature, another key alchemical theme. So what does this all mean? Was the Rothschild family secretly practicing alchemy in their basements? Probably not in the literal sense of bubbling beakers and furnaces. The alchemy we see in their architecture is a philosophical one. It's about the belief that the environment we create can shape our consciousness. By surrounding themselves with symbols of transformation, harmony, and enlightenment, they were creating a space that encouraged these very qualities. Their homes were not just places to live and entertain. They were machines for thinking, spiritual tools designed to elevate the mind and soul. The secret blueprints were not just for stone and mortar, but for a way of life, one that sought to balance material success with profound spiritual and intellectual depth. It reflects a desire to understand the universe and one's place within it, to see the connections between the material and the mystical, and to build a world that reflected this grand unified vision. As you look at these grand estates, or any great work of architecture, I encourage you to look beyond the surface. See the patterns, question the symbols, and imagine the philosophy of the minds that created them. The world is filled with hidden languages, and architecture is one of its most beautiful and enduring forms. The Rothschild estates stand as a testament to the idea that a building can be more than just a shelter. It can be a story, a philosophy, and a guide to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the universe. The secrets are there, waiting to be read by those with eyes to see. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the hidden world of Rothschild architecture. If you found this exploration fascinating, please like this video, subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into history's mysteries, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What other buildings do you think hold secret symbolic meanings? Let's keep the conversation going. Until next time,